3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel, and today I am bringing a very quick video on the YOOPAI enclosure. This is the actual medium one, so this was kindly sent over by the YOOPAI team for me to do a quick unboxing, setup and review. I'm going to use it on some of my printers. I won't be able to bring you any sort of results from that in today's video. This is just purely an unboxing video. Haven't used enclosures before, so it'll be interesting to see how easy it is to actually set up. And before we do that, let's check out today's video sponsor. PCBWay are a PC board manufacturer, but not only PCBs, they do PCB prototyping, PCB assembly, FPC and rigid flex, advanced PCBs, and even CNC and 3D printing. The site's very easy to use. It also has buyer protection, worldwide delivery, and all sorts of other great additions. As you can see, they have competitions and all sorts of different projects that you can carry out. So check out PCBWay.com, which is today's video sponsor. PCBWay.com. Okay, so thanks again to PCBWay.com for today's video sponsor, and back to the YOOPAI unboxing of the enclosure. So let's do that. So we want to just take it out of its packaging. It's going to be a little bit like a tent, I would say. It's going to be plastic sort of connectors and some poles, etc. So I don't think it's going to be too intense. It seems as if each one is numbered. It also comes with a, which I really like, is a light, an internal light for it. So quite like the idea of that, and a warranty card. So let's put the box to one side, and inside the bag there's a quick instructions manual. We'll take that out and have a quick look at that. So I wouldn't have thought this was too difficult to put together, but it's famous last words. So the packaging list comes with, so pack number 1 is the 35.5 centimetre pole, so there's 8 of those. In the second pack there, the 30.5 centimetres, 8 of those. And then the last of the poles there, number 3, 26 centimetre and 8 of those. Inside here we have some tube connectors, and then 3-way corner pipes, and then obviously not forgetting the enclosure itself. As you can see, the enclosure is quite thick, so the quality is pretty good, I would say. So what we're doing now is we'll start with that. So step 1, we want to get poles number 1, and so it's asking for both of the ones to be put together. So we'll take 2 of those, put that there, open up the bag of connectors, and we're looking for the tube connector here, and it's asking to push 1 into this one and 1 into this one. Now we're going to do that another 4 more times to create this long pole. So we'll skip through that part of the video. Okay, so there are 4 main poles put together. Fairly easy to do. So step number 2 is to connect the 3-way corner tubes. So we're looking at these tubes here. So we need to connect them on the end, like so. Just push them on. They don't click in place, they just push in place, so it's relatively easy to do. Make sure they are connected as tight as possible. And we'll quickly flash through this part of the video as well. Okay, so as you can see, that's all 4 of the poles with the connectors, the corner connectors. So okay, so we're going to go on to step number 3 now, and step number 3 is telling me to connect up the following. So I assembled a set of supports with fiberglass pipes from bottom, I think they mean bottom to the top, as shown in the picture. Okay, so should be fairly easy to do, I would have thought. So this is where these come into place. So the side ones are going to be the number 2s. So it's not quite square. So once again, we need the connecting poles. So we'll flash through that part again. Okay, so I've connected all the number 2s now. So these are going to be the side parts, so they're a lot longer than number 3s, and the number 3s will be at the back and the front. So we're going to go on to that next step now. So we'll open up this pack. Once again, connectors. Looks like there's a spare one in there just in case you're missing one. And what we'll do is we'll skip through this part and get to the next step. And there we have it. That's the 4 now for the front and the back, so top and the bottom. So the next step is to actually put it into the enclosure. So we're going to put this all together now and make a frame. So this should be relatively simple. So we have, these are the uprights. So the number 2s are going to be the longer ones. So we'll start with that. So these just push in to the front like that. And then, I mean, if you wish, you could do the front part just so that it actually makes it stable, like so. And as you can see, starting to take shape. And then we want to take the other part of the frame over this side. It's going to be quite a big enclosure by the looks of it. Quite where I'm going to put this is going to be another question. So I would definitely look at space allowing wherever you'll be printing this. This is the medium as well, which is quite a surprise how big it is. It's a good thing. So we'll put another length going for the side, which is a longer one. We'll spin this round like so. Put another upright in just to make this secure. As you can see, it's now starting to take shape, very much like a tent. And anyone's sort of experience of putting up tents is not always that pleasant, but this doesn't seem to be an issue. Follow the instructions, fairly simple to use. So the 3s are the uprights, the 2s are the sides, and then the 1s are the front and back. I think I got that in the right order. Apologies if I got that wrong. As you can see, nice and simple to put together. The fiddly part will probably be putting the enclosure onto the actual frame itself. Never quite fits. So we've done the frame now, as you can see here. So the next step now is to put the enclosure over. So this might be a little bit more fun. So let's move some of this rubbish out of the way. I'm really liking the look of this actually. Really, really good quality. And it actually comes with the YOOPAI logo at the front with a nice clear screen at the front so you can check on your printer. On the side you've got some pockets which we'll take a bit more of a look at in a minute. Let's try and fit this over the frame. It actually has a bottom to it, so it doesn't just sit over the top. I'm thinking we're probably going to have to undo this and slot the frame into the actual enclosure itself. It's a double zip as well. Very fiddly. But there we go, right. So we're going to lift this frame out of the way for a second. Just put it to one side. It's also got this reflection material on the inside, so when the light's on, that will create a better sort of visual environment for it as well, so it'll be more obvious to see. Just say, like, the quality's so good. It really is very rigid, and as it's got some Velcro on the sides, just take care of that bit. And then we're going to put the frame in now, nice and carefully, because the frame is quite fragile with the actual connectors. You don't want to damage it or break it. And this just slots in over, probably making a slightly more of a deal of it than I need to. But, you know, you come here to watch the struggles. Okay, so it looks like it just slots under. So you definitely need to undo the zip. It's a full enclosure, not just over the top. Once you start getting the frame in, it does slowly make its way in. Just push the back bit over, like so. And there we go. And push the bottom in. Sorry if you missing most of this. Very awkward. That's it. Okay, we've got the bottom part in. That seems to be half the battle. And then it's a case of pushing the sides up. Let's move this up a little bit. There we go. Do the other side as well. So it's not super easy. Finding myself having to get into it. Okay, so I'm thinking should pretty much be it. Just hoping I've got this the right way. Seems a lot taller. I actually put it the wrong way. That's why it wasn't fitting. Always check before you start, like I didn't. Okay, so I put that on the wrong way. Obviously where I was building it, I lost actually what way it should have been going. I've flipped it over and now we've started to make some sense of it. These sides, so there's no clips on there. It literally holds itself in place, being how tight it is. And that's the enclosure so far. Let me just flip this round. So this is what it looks like inside. So yep, that's it fully built. I do like the fact that the doorway is fully removable. So obviously right now it's on its back, just to show you the insides, the reflective parts. Let me just flip it onto its correct side now. So this is the actual enclosure zipped up. So you've got quite a bit of height there. I'll leave, so the height for this is, and then the width is, and then the length. So that's your dimensions. Like I say, visual panel. little side pocket, which I really like for your tools. At the rear of the enclosure, you've got your printer cable outlet, and then obviously another side panel part. So this one can actually be removed, so you can have access to the side if you wanted to have your spool coming out the side. So there will be a little bit of heat loss there, but nothing drastic, remembering heat rises anyway. So now the last thing to do for this enclosure is to add the light. Now I do like the fact that they've added a light. Most people end up doing it themselves, but you know, these companies are creating these enclosures. I think it's always really important that they provide the whole thing ready to go. You know, that's what you're paying the money for. It's simpler to do it that way. So let's add the light now. So it comes with everything you need. Just rip this open. Plenty of cable, I can see, and a couple of clips, which is really ideal. So these clips just fit over these pipes like so, and you can put them wherever you want. I'd go on the side possibly, maybe even at the back, really depends on what your choice is. And like I say, it's USB connection, so you will need to have USB connection capabilities, and then a little on-off switch, which is really cool. So we'll put this on the inside for now, and then you can cable tidy it up. So you want to check on the light, you've obviously got your light side and then your rear plate. You want to make sure you put the clips on the right way round even. So let's do that. It's 2 clips all together. Go sort of left and right of the thing. You want to try and keep it as even as possible. It also gives some ratings on there. So it's an LED light. Voltage is 5 volts. There's no flicker, no radiation, and no glare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the rear for now. Potentially move that though in the future, but for demonstration purposes. And what we're going to do is we're going to come out through the back where the power cable would normally be. So let's feed that through. So time to get inside. Push that through like so. Like I say, you can have all your cables coming out through there. You can tidy it up. Maybe even connect it up to the actual computer, the printer itself. So let's just plug that in. So there we go. Let's turn that on, and there you go. So that's the light. Like I say, once you put the zip up, the actual reflective material inside of the enclosure helps sort of show that even better. And as you can see, we go all the way around. That's the printer enclosure. So this is the printer enclosure by YOOPAI. They would kindly send this over to me to review. There's a number of different versions of this YOOPAI enclosure. So there's medium and large. I believe there's also a small, I'm not 100% sure on that, but this is the medium. Gave the dimensions earlier on in the video. I'll leave those dimensions in the description of the video as well. I'm going to put a printer in now just to see what it looks like, and that will conclude the enclosure put together. Like so, over the next few weeks, I'm going to do some prints on this and to see how it reacts really with the enclosure. So look out for those videos. There'll be a link in the description for the actual enclosure itself, where you can pick it up from. And thanks to the YOOPAI team for sending this to me to review on my channel. It's really appreciated. And once again, this is a YOOPAI enclosure. So what we're doing now is we're going to put a printer inside it, go through the whole process of you seeing what it looks like, and that will conclude the video. So stop for a second and let's get this printer inside. Okay, so I opted to put the Creality Ender 3v3 SE in there. As you can see, it's a top loading spool printer, so it's not a side one. I think you would have probably slightly more issues with the side loading, so you probably end up needing to print like a filament holder. On the Cobra 2s, it's from the side, so looking at the width, it's probably not going to be big enough. But as you can see, it's a perfect fit for the Ender 3v3 SE. And that's probably what I'm going to do most of my printing with this particular machine, and probably what I'm going to keep the enclosure for. And as you can see, it looks great inside there. Excellent quality. Really am chuffed with that. Great quality enclosure, very, very thick material. It seems like it'll do the job amazingly. Like I say, side pockets to put your tools in, so we get some clippers. Put your clippers in the side, and there you go. So that's the YOOPAI enclosure. I've been 3DP UK Tech Channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me bring these particular contents to you. I really appreciate to those who I have already subscribed, but you know, every time you visit and you watch this channel, just don't forget to throw in a little like and subscribe, even if you're watching it on normal YouTube through your TV. Scroll along, stick a little like and subscribe, and it helps me bring you the channel. Once again, thank you to PCBWay.com for today's video sponsor, and thank you to YOOPAI, the YOOPAI team, for sending me this enclosure to review. And I'll bring some more content over the coming weeks, see how this actually helps my printing. So thank you again, take care. It's Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel.
3, 2, 1.